Hi, my name is Stephanie Daywalt, and I will be talking to you about child abuse. ABC songs, ice cream, smiles, giggles are memories everyone should have from their childhood, but they are not. Tears and silence are memories of many children who are abused. Child abuse has become an epidemic, spreading everywhere and attacking the younger ones. Charles J. Felsen states and claims in the journal The Lancet that it is a persistent and serious problem that, depending on the population studied and definitions used, affects 2 to 62% of women and 3 to 16% of men as victims. Pain and tissue injury from child abuse can completely heal in time, but psychological and medical consequences can persist through an individual's entire life. Child abuse is a huge problem within families in Canada and the United States. When a child gets abused, it often affects their entire life. It leaves physical and mental scars. Physical might be easier to see, but child neglect, emotional abuse, and sexual abuse leave scars as well. I am against child abuse. I don't think that any child should be mentally, physically, sexually, or emotionally abused. According to the childwelfare.gov, the impact of the abuse is seen in physical, psychological, and behavioral. If abusers had no consequences, we would experience more and more people suffering from abuse, and it would cripple our society. I believe if there were stricter laws on child abuse, maybe someone would take a chance and think about what they are doing before they choose to abuse a child. A few problems that are caused by child abuse are emotional, physical, social, and spiritual damages to a child's life. Emotional abuse can take many forms. The 3 general patterns of abusive behaviors include aggressing, denying, and minimizing. Physical abuse is non-accidental trauma or physical injury caused by punching, beating, kicking, biting, or burning. Spiritual abuse is a kind of abuse which damages the central core of who we are. It leaves us spiritually discouraged and emotionally cut off from the healing love of God. With this being said, God loves His children and He doesn't want them to be harmed. In Matthew 19:14, it says, "Suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of heaven." I feel that child abuse is something that is overlooked. We need more information to help a child that is being abused and their families. As a country, we need to raise awareness on child abuse. And for this being said, this is our nation's future. And if we don't do nothing to help, we are just as guilty as the abuser. I believe if our government would pass more laws on child abuse, maybe people would think about what they are doing before they do it, or just seek out for help. Although numerous of child abuse cases have been reported, the number of unreported cases are far greater. Why, you might ask? Because children are left afraid, hurt, and scared after abuse. Therefore, the right of speech is no longer seen as an option. Child abuse is one of the saddest and most tragic problems in America today. Each year, an estimated 1 to 2 million American children are being beaten, neglected, or sexually abused by their parents or guardians. Infants only a few days old, as well as teenagers, are subject to child abuse. Child abuse is a serious problem that plagues America's youth and should be stopped. Although anyone is capable of abusing a child, There are families and people that are more likely to abuse children. These are the people that I think need to be encouraged in correct parenting the most. There are a lot of different influences that can cause a person to abuse a child. Things like cultural differences, the fact that they are abused as a child themselves, financial or relationship differences, drugs or alcohol abuse, and they could keep going on and on and on. People need to be taught that there is no excuse for abusing a child, and more severe punishment needs to be placed for parents who do abuse their child. It's time to make a change, time to bring abuse of children to an end, time to break the silence and speak up.